Hello, I'm CJ Werleman, and in this episode, we reveal how Israel is mobilizing its forces for a doomed war against Pakistan. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show. Now let's get into it. Lost in the noise and commotion emanating from the recent and ongoing hostilities between Israel and Iran is growing chatter among Western policy elites about Israel's plan to attack Pakistan next. Here we have the director of geopolitics at Tel Aviv's Hebrew University calling for exactly that. A plea that has gained traction among hardcore Zionists who sense an opportunity to expand the Greater Israel Project into new lands throughout the Middle East and Central Asia. He says that if Iran becomes neutralized like Iraq, then Pakistan will become the primary target of Israel's counter-nuke proliferation efforts. This is not just a headline from 2025. These words echo those made by Benjamin Netanyahu during an interview in 2011.
The greatest mission that we have is to prevent a militant Islamic regime from meeting up with nuclear weapons or from nuclear weapons meeting up with a militant Islamic regime. The first is called Iran, the second is called Pakistan, because if these radical regimes have nuclear weapons, they will not obey the rules that have been obeyed in the last almost 7 decades.
Analysts are predicting that an Israeli war against Pakistan will receive strong support from a powerful coalition in Washington, D.C., particularly with the respective Zionist and Hinduism lobbies, which are already doing the rounds on popular media programs to frame Pakistan as a sponsor of Islamic terrorism.
My question to the world is about this man. I hope everyone's able to see this person's face. He was found 800 meters from a military base in Pakistan. I have no narrative other than the one that the world should know. We are combating terrorism because if India exports vaccines and engineers, Pakistan exports terrorism.
The Western media is again reintroducing old fears and negative stereotypes about Pakistan to manufacture support for a potential Israeli war against the Muslim country's nuclear facilities, and under the guise of diffusing what Western leaders call the Islamic bomb. Although it's got to be said, it's funny how Americans never refer to Israel's nuke program as the Jewish bomb or India's arsenal as the Hindu bomb. You see, the United States and Israel have always been hell-bent determined on ensuring that no Muslim country possesses a nuclear weapon ever, which is why they not only attacked Iran's fledgling nuke program today, but also why Israel bombed Egypt in the 1960s and Iraq in 1981.
June 1981. 8 fighter jets are spotted in the skies over Baghdad, preparing to attack. Their target, the pride and joy of Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein.
It was one of the most important military surprises of all time.
As the jets dive at their target, stunned Iraqis stare in disbelief. The insignia on the wings is the Star of David, the symbol of the Israeli Air Force.
In 2018, Israel confessed to bombing Syria's nuclear facility 1 decade earlier, but today it's Pakistan's nuke program that sits firmly in Israel's crosshairs. And it has put in place strategies and tactics it learnt from its failed mission to bomb the South Asian country in 1981.
Did you know that in 1981, Israel developed a plan to strike Pakistan's then ongoing nuclear program? Kahuta was the heart of Pakistan's uranium enrichment effort, a heavily guarded facility. In this plan, India was helping Israel by providing air bases, where Israeli F-16s and F-15s would land and refuel before the strike. The Indians named the plan Operation Shakti, and Israeli pilots even began conducting training. But guess what? Pakistan's ISI found out about this, and the country's then ruler, General Zia-ul-Haq, responded immediately. He delivered a blunt message to Israel saying, "If you strike Kahuta, we will strike Dimona." Pakistani F-16 pilots even volunteered for a one-way mission to target Dimona. Haq also threatened India. Faced with the risk of a larger war with Pakistan, India backed off. Without India's help, there was no way Israel could carry out the operation, so it backed off too.
America's top foreign policy think tanks and journals have been banging the drum for an attack on Pakistan for years, arguing that nuke material and missiles will eventually fall into the hands of Islamic extremists or terrorist organizations.
which country is more dangerous to the United States, Pakistan or Iran?
Good question.
Thank you.
Good question.
If you'd like me to
I would
vamp
say
for
in the-
time, I can.
I guess the way I'd say it is, in the here and now, probably Pakistan, because
So they're an ally.
We're true, true, and I don't, but we don't have an alliance with them.
Yes,
okay.
I got it.
Today, Zionists and American neocons have added a new frame to the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict. That Pakistan is a threat to Israel's existence and therefore the Zionist regime should carry out a preemptive attack now. Israel believes it can take advantage of the political and economic crises that are currently plaguing Pakistan, including the chaos and instability created by the corrupt Pakistani military, which has long danced to Washington DC's tune, having jailed the country's popular Prime Minister Imran Khan because he dared to reorientate his country's military away from the United States and towards China. Diplomatic cables show that both President Biden and the Pakistani army wanted Imran Khan removed from power, which is why the country's national hero is no longer in office and languishing in a Pakistani dungeon. But if Israel actually believes that political division and uncertainty makes Pakistan ripe for the taking, then Israel is sorely mistaken, because Pakistan isn't Gaza and nor is it Lebanon or Iran. Pakistan is a bona fide nuke-armed nation, with 170 to 200 warheads at its disposal, which is twice the number Israel possesses. But more than that, Pakistan is ranked the 13th strongest military power in the world, sitting 2 spots above Israel in 15th place, but with an army that dwarfs the manpower and firepower of the Zionist military. By almost every metric, Pakistan holds a distinct advantage, from manpower to air power, from naval power to logistics. A future battlefield between the two countries heavily favours the proud Muslim nation. But where Israel does indeed hold a strategic advantage is via its close relationship with the Hindu nationalist regime in India and its nefarious intelligence agencies. For years, India has sponsored terrorism in Afghanistan and Pakistan to destabilize its Muslim neighbor. A former Israeli government spokesperson explained to a room full of foreign diplomats how Israeli and Indian intelligence agencies work closely together.
You have to work together to keep our people safer, to keep your people safer. And so I'm proud to tell you that today in security cooperation, in intelligence cooperation, in counterterrorism cooperation, India and Israel are working together very, very closely.
In 1998, when Pakistan conducted lawful nuclear tests, the Pakistani government received an intelligence report that concluded that India and Israel were planning to carry out a joint attack against the country's nuke facilities, as explained by a former Pakistani foreign minister.
27 की रात को 12 बजे मुझे टेलीफोन आता है GHQ से, DG मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस थे। उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि सर हमें अभी इंटेलिजेंस रिपोर्ट्स मिली हैं कि फ्लां एयरपोर्ट पर इंडिया और इजराइल के स्क्वाड्रन खड़े हैं और वो हमला करने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान की न्यूक्लियर इंस्टॉलेशन जो बलूचिस्तान में है वहाँ। देन आई कॉल्ड आवर एम्बेसडर इन न्यूयॉर्क अहमद कमाल, उसको मैंने कहा कि CNN पे लाइव जाओ और CNN पे ये बात कहो कि पाकिस्तान को ये इतलात मिली हैं कि इंडिया और इजराइल पाकिस्तान पर हमला करने वाले हैं। मेरे एम्बेसडर ने वहाँ CNN पे लाइव बात की और उसका अच्छा असर हुआ, इम्पैक्ट हुआ, क्योंकि अगर इंडिया और इजराइल ने कोई ऐसा प्लान बनाया हुआ था तो सुबह तक वो प्लान उनका खत्म।
Today, India is extra eager to help Israel attack Pakistan in the wake of the Indian military being completely humiliated and outmaneuvered by Pakistani forces during recent skirmishes between the two Asian powers 2 months ago. Pakistan's successful shooting down of 5 to 7 Indian aircraft on May 10 has since become a textbook case study for aerial forces globally, because not only did Pakistan's air defense systems easily mitigate the threat of Indian warplanes, but also Pakistan's Chinese-manufactured air-to-air missiles overwhelmed India's Rafale jet fighters.
India proudly bought those shiny new Rafale fighter jets from France, spending a whopping $9 billion for just 36 jets, all in the name of gaining air superiority over Pakistan and possibly competing with China. India wanted to ensure no Pakistani plane could even think about challenging them. But guess what? One missile, just one missile, could shatter that $9 billion dream to pieces. And that missile is China's PL-15, now in the hands of the Pakistan Air Force.
The psychological impact was immediate. India lost multiple jets in a single day, while Pakistan had no confirmed losses, shaking Indian military morale and exposing gaps in India's air combat readiness. Pakistan's Air Force showed how to deny the sky to a larger force while controlling escalation. This was more than a Pakistani victory. It is now a chapter in modern air combat that air forces around the world are studying. India might be able to win a war against Pakistan in a Bollywood movie, but not in the real world. Although, Pakistan must now ready itself for a simultaneous attack from India and Israel, as explained by prominent Pakistani journalist Hamid Mir.
Interestingly, this 12 days war exposed the plans of a new war by Israel and India against Pakistan. Now, the threat of a new war is hanging over South Asia. This threat is not just a flight of imagination.
Pakistan's defense minister warned that Islamic nations should create a new initiative to demonstrate unity against Israel, saying, and I quote, "Israel has targeted Iran, Yemen, and Palestine, and that if Muslim nations don't unite now, each will face the same fate." So please, all eyes on Gaza and all eyes on Pakistan as the Zionist regime looks to build political support for an attack on the Muslim-majority South Asian country. But my final message is to the people of Israel. Pakistan is far more powerful than Iran, and look what the latter did to your country in just a few days and with limited strikes. The Pakistani people have suffered so much and for so long under the rubric of the US war on terror. Surely enough is enough. But that's my time for today. Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask you please support our effort to expose and confront injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJ Werleman. We can't produce, sustain, and grow the show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and stay blessed.